My cousin Chloe was dead set on eating raw snake meat. All because she heard some guru say it would help her lose weight. Uncle Ben had no choice but to risk his life and go into the mountains to catch snakes for Chloe. But my mom noticed a faint golden glow coming from the baby snakes Uncle Ben brought back. It was obvious the mother snake was sentient, already intelligent. If they ate this nest of baby snakes, Chloe's whole family would face the mother snake's revenge. So my mom, trying to be nice, warned Chloe not to eat the snake meat. You could get parasites and die, she said. Chloe got scared and let the baby snakes go. Turns out, our neighbor Gabby also bought into some weird folk remedy and ate baby snake meat. Gabby slimmed down and married the hottest guy in our village. Wouldn't you know it? That guy was also the one Chloe had a crush on. Chloe saw her crush get snatched away and went ballistic. It's all your fault. If you hadn't stopped me from eating that snake meat, I'd be the one who's thin, beautiful, and living the good life now. I hope you both die horribly. She blamed us for stopping her from eating the snake meat, thinking that's why her crush was taken. So she secretly drugged our food. After we passed out, she took a kitchen knife and hacked us to death. I never expected to open my eyes again, but when I did, I was right back at the moment Chloe wanted to eat snake meat. Look how tiny these snakes are. If I eat them, I'll definitely get a super slim waist. When Chloe's voice hit my ears again, I couldn't stop trembling. Looking at the familiar scene, I pinched myself hard. It wasn't a dream. I was really back to when Chloe wanted to eat snake meat. Chloe, right in front of me, stared at the few small snakes in the basket, practically drooling. She was under 5'3" but already weighed around 220 pounds. She ate like a pig and was lazy as sin. Every time someone suggested she lose weight, she'd snap, "Am I eating your food or drinking your water? I like being fat. It's none of your business." No one in the family could control her. Her parents had spoiled her rotten since she was a kid. They even had to bring her meals to her bed and feed her. Her mom even had to wipe her butt after she used the toilet. It wasn't until she developed a crush that she even considered losing weight. But she refused to exercise or diet. She'd found some weird folk remedy, claiming that eating baby snake meat would make her thin. In the scorching summer heat, she forced her parents to go into the mountains to catch snakes for her. Uncle Ben and Aunt May couldn't do anything with her, so they had to brave the blazing sun to catch snakes. Surprisingly, they actually managed to catch some. The little finger-sized snakes writhed in the basket. They looked like they had just hatched. In my past life, my mom had sensed something unusual about these snakes. They emitted a faint golden glow. The mother snake was surely sentient. My mom was kind of the village psychic. She often dealt with spirits or communicated with animals. So when she noticed something was off with the baby snakes, she immediately made up a white lie to trick Chloe. Mom told Chloe that someone in the next village ate snake and got parasites. The parasites ate that person's brain. Chloe freaked out and immediately started wailing for Uncle Ben to get rid of the snakes. Later, to prevent the mother snake from seeking revenge, my mom even took a lot of offerings to apologize to her. It took a lot of effort to get the mother snake's forgiveness, which saved Chloe's family. But what we didn't expect was that Gabby next door also ate snake meat. After eating it, Gabby started losing about 10 pounds a day, going from over 200 pounds down to around 110. Slimmed down, Gabby looked amazing. Soon after, she married the village heartthrob. What I hadn't realized was that guy was Chloe's crush. When Chloe found out, she believed we had ruined her chance to get thin, that we had destroyed her future happiness. So when my mom and I weren't looking, she secretly drugged our food. After we passed out, she took a knife and hacked us both to death. As I was dying, I heard her cursing my mom. "I even called you auntie, and this is how you treat me? You couldn't stand to see me happy? You ruined my happiness, so you'll pay with your life." But Chloe had no idea that after I died in my past life, my spirit floated over to the heartthrob's house, and I saw Gabby suffering the mother snake's revenge. She'd been poisoned by snake venom and was covered in scales. The scales that grew out glittered with a golden light. To make money, the heartthrob would rip the scales off her, piece by piece, and sell them. Every time he pulled one off, a new one would grow back in its place. She endured not only the constant pain of having her scales ripped off, but also the despair of her lover's betrayal. In the end, she died in agony and despair. This time around, my mom also noticed something was off with the baby snakes. I didn't have a chance to stop her. She had already started trying to talk Chloe out of it. Chloe, you can't eat this snake meat raw. You have no idea how many parasites are in there. Someone in the next village ate cooked snake meat and still got parasites. Those worms ate his brain. It was horrifying. I was annoyed with myself. Why hadn't I stopped Mom sooner? But surprisingly, this time Chloe didn't look scared at all. Instead, she rolled her eyes at my mom. Who knows what your real intentions are? I bet you just don't want me to get thin and have a good life. Chloe's words made my heart skip a beat. Had she also been reborn? If she hadn't been, she definitely wouldn't have said that. If that was the case, I absolutely couldn't let her know I was reborn too. In the last life, Mom knew Chloe wouldn't believe that a snake would take revenge. That's why she deliberately made up the lie about parasites to scare her. This time, Mom wanted to keep trying to persuade her. I immediately clutched my stomach, pretending to be in terrible pain. Mom, my stomach hurts so bad. You have to take me to the doctor, quick. Seeing me in so much pain, Mom got really scared. She forgot about persuading Chloe and helped me leave right away. As we reached the gate, I could faintly hear Chloe muttering to herself. This time, nobody is going to stop me from getting thin and beautiful. A cold smirk played on my lips. This time, no one would stop the mother snake from getting her revenge on you. After the doctor checked me out, he said there was nothing serious, probably just an upset stomach. After Mom took me home, she still wanted to go talk to Chloe. I immediately jumped out of bed. Mom, I feel completely fine now. My stomach doesn't hurt, and I have energy. It's a long walk to Chloe's house from here. I'm faster. I can go talk to her for you. Uncle Ben and his family spent all their money on Chloe, so they never had enough to build their own house and hadn't moved out from the grandparents' place. After my grandparents passed away, they just took over the family home. Their house was on the east side of the village, and ours was on the west. It took a while to walk over there. Mom definitely couldn't walk as fast as me. By the time she got there to persuade Chloe, the snakes would likely already be eaten. So Mom didn't argue with me. After giving me a few careful instructions, she let me go. You absolutely cannot let her eat those snakes. Even if you have to snatch them away and release them, don't let her eat them. Those snakes are intelligent. If she eats the babies, the mother snake will definitely come back for revenge. I gave Mom a perfunctory nod and left without looking back. I dawdled on my way there. By the time I got to Chloe's house, Chloe was busy bossing Uncle Ben and Aunt May around, telling them how to kill the snakes. Just smash their heads flat with the knife. That guru said you have to eat them raw for it to work, so don't you dare cook them. Following Chloe's orders, Uncle Ben smashed one snake head after another with the knife. The 10 baby snakes quickly stopped moving. Add more chili peppers, or it won't be flavorful enough. Only after the snakes were marinated did I enter the house. Chloe, what delicious thing are you making? I could smell it from outside. It smells amazing. I pretended to be really hungry, staring at the snake meat in her bowl. When Chloe saw me, she immediately got defensive. She quickly hid the snake meat she was holding behind her back. What are you, a dog? You smelled it and came running. I gave her a mischievous look, then darted behind her and snatched the meat from her hand. Isn't this snake meat? It looks pretty good. I've heard people say eating snake meat helps you lose weight. I've gained a few pounds recently, and you have several snakes here. How about you share one with me? I pretended I was about to take a snake from her bowl. That scared her, and she immediately lunged to grab it back. I held onto the bowl tightly, not letting go. Chloe, don't be so stingy. You should share good things. Can I just have one bite? She didn't answer, but her grip tightened. I then let go. She hadn't expected me to suddenly let go and fell flat on her butt. The snake meat in the bowl scattered all over the floor. Oh no, all this meat is spilled. What a waste. But I heard baby snakes are pretty rare in the mountains these days. You guys were so lucky to catch a whole nest. That's a once-in-a-lifetime thing. Fueled by my words, Chloe shot me a hateful glare, then gritted her teeth and picked up the dirt-covered snake meat, putting it back into the bowl. Mom, Dad, hurry up and wash the snake meat for me. Chloe yelled at the top of her lungs. I rolled my eyes at her. I heard that for the best weight loss effect, you have to eat the snake right after it dies. You've delayed for so long, if it doesn't work, it'll be a total waste. Chloe looked at the meat in the bowl and hesitated for a few seconds. Then she reached out, grabbed the meat, and stuffed it into her mouth. Watching her continuously stuff meat into her mouth made me feel sick. Judging by her awful expression, that snake meat must have tasted terrible. She was really going all out to get thin. After finishing the last snake, Chloe grinned widely and started laughing. Ha ha ha. This time no one can stop me from losing weight. I couldn't help but roll my eyes. Chloe, when you get thin and beautiful, don't forget about us. After my barrage of compliments, she was so pleased she almost lost her bearings. While she wasn't paying attention, I secretly took some of the bloody water and a few scales left over from when they killed the snakes. When I got home, Mom immediately started grilling me. Well, did you talk Chloe out of it? Did you release those snakes? She didn't want to let them go at first, but I snatched all the snakes and released them. Chloe is furious, so you definitely shouldn't go to their house anytime soon. Wait until she calms down. Knowing the snakes were released, Mom finally breathed a sigh of relief. Based on how things went last time, in a couple of days Mom would have to take a pile of offerings to apologize to the mother snake. This time, the baby snakes were all dead. If Mom actually went looking for the mother snake, it would definitely anger her. So, I had to lure it to Chloe's house before Mom went looking for it. The next morning, using the excuse of going out to play, I ran off and bought some sulfur powder. Just in case, I covered myself in sulfur powder, then took the baby snake's blood and scales and went into the mountains. The mother snake lived deep in the mountains. I just needed to sprinkle some of the blood and scales on the path leading to Chloe's house. The mother snake was intelligent. She would definitely know soon that something had happened to her young. After setting everything up, I finally relaxed a little. Now all I had to do was wait for the mother snake to show up. Sure enough, on the third day, Mom was ready to go into the mountains with offerings. To ensure Mom's safety, I secretly rubbed sulfur powder on her clothes and then followed her. Mom wandered around in the mountains for a long time, but couldn't find the mother snake. It seemed my plan had worked. The mother snake had followed the trail of blood to Chloe's house. Unable to find the mother snake, Mom had no choice but to go back home. That's strange. Where did that mother snake go? I've practically turned this whole mountain upside down and still couldn't find her. Mom grumbled to me while she was cooking. Maybe the mother snake was afraid someone else would try to get her babies, so she moved to another mountain. Let's hope so. These past few days, I ran over to Chloe's house every chance I got. Surprisingly, these few days passed peacefully, with nothing happening at all. Chloe, however, was getting thinner day by day, just like Gabby in the previous life. Could it be that the mother snake hadn't come to take revenge on Chloe at all? I couldn't figure out what had gone wrong. To find out what the problem was, I had to find an excuse to go see Chloe openly. When Chloe saw me, the arrogance on her face was extreme. She twirled around in front of me. Well, haven't I lost a lot of weight? She had indeed lost a lot of weight, at least 30 pounds by the looks of it. You've lost weight so fast. Do you feel uncomfortable anywhere? When I asked her that, she immediately became wary. What do you mean by that? Why would I feel uncomfortable? You're probably just jealous of me, aren't you? No, I'm just envious. You look so good now that you're thin. Chloe, twirl around a few times, let me see. While complimenting her, I intentionally, yet casually lifted her clothes. I didn't believe that mother snake would let her off so easily. Sure enough, on her lower back, I saw 2 inconspicuous fang marks. Those fang marks, they were clearly from a snake bite. It seemed the mother snake had stealthily planted her venom in Chloe. In the previous life, after Gabby was bitten, scales started growing on her body within a few days. Counting the days, Chloe should start growing scales within 3 days. I wondered how much weight Chloe would lose in these 3 days. Speak of the devil. I had just thought of Gabby, and there she was. Gabby was Chloe's neighbor. Her figure was similar to Chloe's. When Gabby saw how much weight Chloe had lost, her eyes lit up. When Chloe saw Gabby, her hostility immediately flared. Chloe, it hasn't been that long. How did you lose so much weight? Quick, tell me your secret. You have something good, and you're not even sharing with your girl. Gabby sidled up to Chloe and bumped her with her round body. The slimmed-down Chloe was indeed frail. A light bump from Gabby almost made her lose her balance. After steadying herself, Chloe rolled her eyes at Gabby with disdain. What secret? If you want to lose weight, you just have to watch what you eat and get moving. After hearing Chloe's words, Gabby couldn't help but laugh out loud. Ah, you? Watch what you eat and get moving. How many steps have you even taken in your life? You've probably barely gotten out of bed a few times, right? If you don't want to tell me the secret, just say so. No need to make up such ridiculous lies. Who would believe that coming from you? Gabby didn't spare Chloe any face at all, threw some shade, and then turned and left. Chloe was so angry she was practically jumping up and down on the spot. This time, the person who got thin had changed from Gabby to Chloe. I wondered if that heartthrob would even be interested in Chloe. Chloe would start growing scales in less than 3 days. So within these 3 days, I had to get Chloe hooked up with that guy. During these 3 days, I kept running over to Chloe's house whenever I had a chance. I'd intentionally, yet casually, bring up that heartthrob in her ear. Have you heard? That hottest guy in our village, what's his name again? Chris. Yeah, that's him, Chris. His mom is setting him up on dates right now. He's handsome, and his family's rich. If only I could marry him. As soon as Chloe heard this, she got agitated. Do you know why I was so desperate to lose weight? It was so I could marry him. Let me tell you, don't even think about going after him. He's mine. I suppressed a laugh. All right. Since you like him, you better hurry up and go for it. If he falls for someone else, you'll be out of luck. Chloe looked troubled, her earlier arrogance vanishing in an instant. I knew what she was worried about. In the last life, Gabby was very pretty after losing weight. But Chloe's features were quite ordinary. Even though she had lost a lot of weight now, she wasn't particularly good looking. So she was definitely worried Chris wouldn't be interested in her. Chloe, you've lost so much weight now, and your skin is great. You're so beautiful. If I were a guy, I'd definitely like you. Just go for it with confidence. That Chris will definitely fall for you. With my flattery, Chloe's confidence soared. I had thought Chris would reject her. But I didn't expect that before Chloe even went to find him. He showed up at Chloe's place first, loaded with gifts. Seeing Chris carrying bags of all sizes, both Chloe and I were stunned. Chloe, actually, I've liked you for a long time, but I never dared to tell you. Lately, my mom's been pressuring me, so I had to gather the courage to tell you how I feel. Will you be with me? Faced with this sudden confession, Chloe couldn't react for a moment. When she finally snapped out of it, her whole face turned beet red. I'd love to be with you. Seeing Chloe's coy look, I got goosebumps all over. I couldn't believe they got together without any effort on my part. Things were going too smoothly, I felt like something was off. It wasn't until I saw Chris's eyes occasionally roaming over Chloe's body that I realized what was wrong. Today was exactly the 3rd day. Scales had already started to slowly grow on Chloe's body. The newly grown scales were very small and light in color. If you weren't looking closely, you might think it was just dirt on her skin. It was hot, and Chloe was wearing a short-sleeved shirt, so the dark scales showing on her arm were visible at a glance. Chris's gaze was fixed on the scales on Chloe's arm. In his eyes, I saw greed. I didn't know how he got together with Gabby in the previous life. If according to what he said this time, he had liked Chloe for a long time, then why was he with Gabby in the last life? No matter how I thought about it, I couldn't figure out the reason. But one thing was for sure. This Chris was definitely trouble. Could it be that he was reborn too? When I snapped back to reality, I noticed the scales on Chloe's arm were growing at a visible rate. And Chris was staring intently at Chloe's arm. Chloe, what's wrong with your arm? I pretended to be very scared, pointing at where the scales were growing and asking Chloe. When Chloe looked where I was pointing, she almost fainted from fright. What is this? Chloe tried desperately to pick off the scales on her arm, but no matter how hard she tried, she couldn't get a single one off. Just as Chloe was panicking, not knowing what to do, Chris spoke calmly. Don't be afraid. This is probably a skin condition. I've seen other people with it. I'll go get some medicine, and after you apply it for a few days, it'll definitely get better. With Chris's reassurance, Chloe instantly stopped being scared. Thank you. Chloe thanked him awkwardly, her face as red as a cooked pig. But I happened to catch a fleeting look of disgust on Chris's face. That disgusted expression didn't look fake. He was clearly disgusted by Chloe. So why did he come to confess his feelings? From his various behaviors, it was highly possible he was reborn too. If that was true, then Chloe was in for a world of pain. What I didn't expect was that they moved so fast. Just a few days later, I heard that Chloe was getting married. When the invitation was delivered to my mom, we were both stunned. Uncle Ben and Aunt May delivered the invitation themselves. The moment I saw the two of them together, I had a bad feeling. Sure enough, after some fake pleasantries, Uncle Ben showed his true colors. Sister-in-law, you must have made a good bit of money over the years, right? You and your daughter don't need much. Your niece is getting married soon. Don't you think you should show some support? Maybe give a little something for her dowry? Looking at Uncle Ben's greedy face, I wanted to slap him twice. My dad died young. After he passed, Uncle Ben's family, instead of looking out for us, bullied us in every way possible. Whenever we disagreed with his unreasonable demands, he would go around spreading rumors, saying my mom had jinxed my dad to death. He said the karma my mom accumulated from being a psychic had all come back on my dad. My mom was too soft-hearted, so she just let them bully her. But things were different now. I was grown up, and I'd technically died once. I wasn't afraid of him. Dowry, huh? You wait, I'll go get it for you. Seeing me agree to give a dowry, Uncle Ben grinned so wide his mouth almost reached the back of his head. When I brought out a basket full of spirit money, Uncle Ben's face turned green. You brat. What's the meaning of this? Are you cursing us? Uncle Ben raised his hand to hit me. I threw the spirit money all over him. Didn't you want a dowry? Isn't this enough? Spirit money is still money. You'll need it sooner or later. Better to prepare early and enjoy it. Uncle Ben and Aunt May were so angry they looked like they were about to hit me. Wait. Uncle Ben, are you sure you want to hit me? Because if you do, I'll tell everyone about you and Widow Miller from the edge of town. I had accidentally seen Uncle Ben getting cozy with that Widow Miller before, but Mom told me to mind my own business, so I never said anything. Sure enough, as soon as Uncle Ben heard that, he got scared and didn't dare hit me. He grabbed Aunt May and tried to leave. But Aunt May wasn't a fool. She wanted to confront Uncle Ben right then and there. My mom never liked drama, so I had to kick them out. If you have something to discuss, go home and talk about it behind closed doors. Why are you arguing here? Aren't you embarrassed? Chloe's wedding was very shabby. I heard Chris's family looked down on Chloe's background and didn't give much money for the wedding. But Chloe was genuinely in love with Chris. She was willing to pay her own way if necessary. I hadn't seen her for a few days, and Chloe had gotten so thin I almost didn't recognize her. She used to be over 200 pounds, but now she looked like she weighed less than 90. My mom looked at Chloe frowning. Lily, don't you think something's very wrong with your cousin? I see a dark aura around her. She looks like she's on the verge of death. For a moment, I didn't know how to answer Mom. Just as I was silently trying to figure out what to say, Mom had already rushed onto the stage. At that moment, Chloe and Chris were going through the wedding ceremony. Mom suddenly rushed onto the stage and grabbed Chloe. Her action drew everyone's attention. What are you doing? Let go of me. Chloe was resisting Mom with all her might. But she was so thin now, she didn't have the strength to shake Mom off. Chloe, something's wrong with you. Tell me the truth. Have you encountered something unclean lately? Mom looked worried. Chloe looked annoyed. What unclean thing? I think you're the unclean thing. Chris, hurry up and get her off the stage. Don't let her ruin our wedding. Before Chris could do anything, I rushed up and pulled Mom down. Mom, what are you doing? If there's something wrong, wait until after the wedding to talk about it. Your cousin's complexion is off. I'm afraid she's provoked something unclean. Every minute we delay could be fatal. Mom wouldn't listen to reason at all. She was determined to get to the bottom of it. Uncle Ben and Aunt May saw Mom was still trying to cause a scene and blocked her path. Brother, don't stop me. Something's wrong with Chloe. If we delay any longer, her life might be in danger. Her steps are already unsteady. No matter what Mom said, Uncle Ben wouldn't budge. Stop talking nonsense here. My daughter has been starving herself for days for this wedding, just so she can fit into her wedding dress and look beautiful. If you dare cause any more trouble, don't blame me for throwing you out. Chloe starving herself for days probably wasn't just to fit into the wedding dress. The snake venom had invaded her organs, and she couldn't eat at all. Mom knew she couldn't win against Uncle Ben, so she had no choice but to shout at Chloe from below the stage. Chloe, you know your own body. In your current condition, if you don't get help immediately, you're going to die. After hearing Mom's words, Chloe's body clearly faltered for a moment. But she quickly recovered with Chris's support. Who says things like that at someone's wedding? Exactly. I think she's gone crazy from being a psychic. No wonder people say she jinxed her husband to death. With a mouth like hers, only saying unlucky things, anyone with her would probably be jinxed to death. The wedding guests chimed in one after another with sarcastic remarks. Mom wanted to say more, but I didn't give her a chance and dragged her away. Consider yourselves smart for leaving. If I had to kick you out, it would have gotten ugly. I turned back and rolled my eyes at Uncle Ben. It's too early to say that now. Just don't come begging my mom for help later. After leaving Uncle Ben's house, I immediately let go of Mom. Mom, don't even think about saving her. This is karma. They've bullied us for so many years. Haven't you had enough? Do you really want to be a pushover and let them walk all over you? Mom was speechless after what I said. To prevent Mom from secretly trying to save Chloe, I practically stuck to her side all day long. Counting the days, it had been almost a week since Chloe married Chris. In the last life, it seemed Gabby also had her scales pulled off by Chris not long after getting married. If things went as expected, the scales on Chloe's body should be turning golden by now. While Mom was out helping someone, I quickly ran to Chris's house. Before I even reached the door, I heard Chris's cursing voice. You can't even cook a meal? What have you been doing your whole life? Go and make it again for me now. Through the crack in the door, I saw Chloe holding a plate of food. Chris tasted a couple of bites, then spat it all out and smashed the plate on the floor. Chloe, who had been spoiled rotten since childhood, had never been treated like this. She burst into tears on the spot. Cry, cry, cry. All you do is cry. Such bad luck. Chris kicked Chloe to the ground. The broken pieces of the plate cut Chloe's hand. When her scales touched the blood, they turned golden. After the scales changed color, the expression on Chloe's face contorted. She looked like she was in a lot of pain. She kept scratching at the scales with her hands. Chris, please, go find my aunt. Ask her to save me. I can't take it anymore. It hurts so much. Chloe was writhing on the floor in pain. Chris stood by, watching her with a cold smile. Save you? Guess why I married you? Chris crouched down and plucked a scale from Chloe's body. He looked at the glittering golden scale in his hand with a satisfied smile. These scales are good stuff, they can sell for a lot of money. That guru you met before? I hired someone to pretend. It was all to get you to eat the baby snakes, and then be avenged by the mother snake. That mother snake is sentient, her venom won't kill you right away. But it will make you grow these priceless scales. If you want to blame someone, blame yourself for being too lazy. There's no such thing as getting something for nothing in this world. Looking at Chris's sinister face, I finally understood. He hadn't been reborn at all, not in the last life, not in this one. His goal was to trick people into eating baby snakes. Whoever fell for it became his target. So this time, the person who ate the baby snakes was Chloe, and the person he had to marry could only be Chloe. After leaving Chris's house, I ran into Uncle Ben and the others on my way back. Uncle Ben's reaction upon seeing me was surprisingly fawning. Lily, is your mom home? I looked at him suspiciously. What do you want with my mom? Uncle Ben glanced at me sheepishly, then quickly lowered his head. I need to see your mom about something. I couldn't be bothered with him and was about to turn and leave, but he blocked my way again. If you have something to say, just say it. My mom is very busy right now. When she has time, I'll pass on the message for you. Seeing my impatience, he finally spoke. I keep feeling like the house isn't clean lately. At night, I always hear this hissing sound, like a snake flicking its tongue. And recently, I've been dreaming about snakes trying to eat me. Uncle Ben's face was filled with terror as he said this. I leaned in and whispered in his ear, be more confident. Drop the feeling part. Your house is unclean, and getting eaten by a snake is just a matter of time. Did you forget that nest of baby snakes you killed? This is the mother snake coming back for revenge. After saying that, I immediately distanced myself from Uncle Ben. When he realized what I'd said, he raised his hand to slap me, but he couldn't reach. You little brat. I'm going to teach you a lesson for your mom today. Teach me a lesson? Do you still want my mom to save you? If I really try to stop my mom, she definitely won't be able to save you. If you want to live, bring your daughter to my house tomorrow morning and apologize to my mom. Although Uncle Ben looked reluctant, he couldn't say anything more. I wondered what his expression would be when he saw his precious daughter tortured into such a horrific state. I knew my mom's temperament best. She was soft-hearted and couldn't bear to see others suffer. So, to prevent her from saving them, I drugged her breakfast. She had been busy day in and day out for years and hadn't had a good night's sleep in a long time. A good sleep. And when she woke up, everything would be over. I originally thought Uncle Ben would find out Chloe was being abused. Unexpectedly, Chris was quite cunning. He had Chloe wrapped up tightly, and Chloe, supported by Chris, didn't dare to speak. It was obvious she had been threatened. "Lily, I brought Chloe. Where's your mom?" Uncle Ben and Aunt May looked terrible. They probably hadn't dared to sleep all night. "You can say your apologies outside the door. When I'm satisfied, I'll naturally let you in." Aunt May's face was grim. "We're already giving you face by coming here. Don't push your luck. Get your mom out here now." Even at a time like this, Aunt May was still so arrogant. I ignored her and was about to close the door. Seeing this, Uncle Ben immediately started speaking humbly and nicely. "Lily, your aunt isn't thinking straight. Don't mind her. We're here today to sincerely apologize." I casually picked my ear. "If that's the case, then hurry up and apologize." "I'm listening." Uncle Ben and the others looked at each other, but for a long time, no one was willing to speak first. Just as I was about to close the door again, Chloe finally broke. She struggled free from Chris's grip. "Mom, Dad, please ask Auntie to save me. I'm dying of pain." Chloe collapsed onto Uncle Ben. Chris saw this and immediately tried to pull Chloe back. "Chloe, what are you doing? Come here, quick." The moment Chris's hand touched Chloe, she instinctively flinched away. Uncle Ben also noticed something was wrong. "Chloe, what's wrong with you?" It was a scorching summer day, yet Chloe was wearing long sleeves and pants, even a mask and a hat. Any normal person could see something was wrong. I didn't know what Chris had told Uncle Ben and Aunt May that hadn't aroused their suspicion. "If you want to know what's wrong with her, just lift her clothes and see." Reminded by me, Aunt May finally reacted and took off Chloe's jacket. As the jacket came off, Chloe was in so much pain that tears streamed down her face. The jacket was covered in bits of skin and flesh torn from her body. The exposed skin was so ulcerated it was unbearable to look at. As a breeze blew by, you could even smell the stench of rot. I pinched my nose in disgust. Seeing things were bad, Chris tried to escape. "Uncle Ben, quickly grab this culprit who harmed Chloe. He's trying to run." Chris was much smaller than Uncle Ben and was no match for him at all. Uncle Ben pinned him to the ground in a couple of moves. "You bastard! You dare abuse my daughter. I'm going to kill you today." Before Uncle Ben could strike, I stopped him. "Now is not the time for fighting. You should worry about whether your daughter lives or dies first. If you don't apologize today, don't even think about my mom saving anyone." Chloe leaned weakly against Aunt May. The rotting flesh on her body had already attracted flies. Uncle Ben was heartbroken. He didn't care about his pride anymore and immediately knelt on the ground. Just as he was about to apologize, I stopped him again. "Do you remember how you've slandered my mom all these years? Let me tell you the truth, my mom isn't even home. She went into the mountains early this morning to gather herbs." Looking at Chloe's condition now, I'm afraid she won't last until Mom gets back to save her. "How about this? I'll take you to find her. Along the way, you have to tell the villagers exactly how you've smeared my mom's name all these years. If you can't explain it clearly, then you can just wait to be eaten by the mother snake." To save their lives, they didn't dare argue anymore. I chose the busiest road. Whenever they saw someone, Uncle Ben had to explain. "We know we were wrong. All these years, I've wronged my sister-in-law and her daughter. I'm not human. I bullied them, spread rumors about them. My sister-in-law didn't jinx my brother to death. I made it all up." Uncle Ben kept his head down the whole time. Chloe and Aunt May's eyes were filled with hatred for me. I knew that if my mom couldn't save them, they would definitely rush over and tear me apart. Along the way, many people pointed and gossiped about them. "I can't believe your family is like this. You usually put on such a good act. A whole family bullying a widow and orphan, shameless." Faced with everyone's accusations, they didn't dare to utter a sound. Once we reached the foot of the mountain, I couldn't be bothered to pretend with them anymore. "Lily, where's your mom? Hurry up and get her to save Chloe." The flies around Chloe were increasing, and her face was getting paler. In the last life, Gabby was just like her after having her scales pulled off for several days in a row. She died in agony. If things went as expected, she was about to die too. But this time, she couldn't die so easily. My mom. My mom isn't here at all. And none of you are leaving here alive today. Chloe, how does it feel to have your scales ripped off? In the last life, my mom kindly warned you and saved your life. And what did you do? Do you even remember? After I said these words, Chloe's eyes widened in terror. You. She was so weak she couldn't even speak clearly. That's right, I was reborn too. How you harmed me in the last life, I'll naturally repay you double in this one. In the last life, after Chloe hacked us to death, it was Uncle Ben and Aunt May who helped her dispose of the bodies. We died, and they showed no remorse at all. They only thought about seizing our money. Uncle Ben was holding Chris, and Aunt May had to support Chloe. They didn't have free hands to deal with me. Chloe, it doesn't feel good to have your scales ripped off by the person you love, does it? Is it very painful? To make sure the mother snake took revenge on you, I personally dripped that baby snake blood all the way from the mountains to your house. Otherwise, you might have lived a few more days. Wouldn't it have been great if you had listened to advice from the beginning? If you hadn't always been looking for shortcuts, you wouldn't have lost your life. Unfortunately, life doesn't give you that many second chances. After delivering my harsh words, I turned and ran. As expected, the mother snake was on her way. I could already hear hissing sounds. I had covered myself in sulfur powder, and also brought talismans. Normally, the mother snake wouldn't do anything to me. But just in case, it was better for me to hide far away. Seeing me run, Uncle Ben and the others were stunned. Only Chris snapped back to reality. Let go of me. What are you still standing here dazed for? She's trying to leave us here to be eaten by snakes. Reminded by Chris, Uncle Ben couldn't care about anything else. He let go of Chris and started running. Only Aunt May and Chloe were left behind. Mom, please don't leave me. Aunt May watched Uncle Ben, who was already far away, and I don't know what she was feeling inside. Chloe used her last bit of strength to clutch Aunt May's clothes tightly. Daughter, it's not that Mom won't save you, it's that you can't live anymore. Don't blame Mom for being heartless. It's better for one to die than for all of us to die. Aunt May didn't hesitate at all, and directly flung Chloe's hand away. Chloe was thrown to the ground, unable to move, and could only watch as her parents abandoned her. Unfortunately, it was all too late. The mother snake had arrived. The mother snake had lived in these mountains for who knows how many years. Her body was terrifyingly large. Swallowing a few people whole would be no problem. My mom had told me before that a giant snake lived in these mountains. As long as you didn't provoke it, it usually wouldn't attack people. Today, I finally saw just how big the giant snake was. I hid in the grass nearby, trembling. I saw the mother snake whip its tail, sending Chris flying. Seeing this, Uncle Ben was so scared his legs wouldn't stop shaking. Aunt May got off easy. She fainted from fright. The mother snake coiled around Uncle Ben, strangled him to death, and then swallowed him in one gulp. It passed by the fainted Aunt May, and went straight to Chloe. Chloe lay on the ground, wanting to run but unable to move. She could only helplessly vent her anger. Lily, it's all your fault. I won't let you go even if I become a ghost. At this point, besides making threats, she could do nothing. She could only watch as the mother snake coiled around her. Then it slowly tightened its grip until her face turned purple, and she could no longer breathe. Chris, who had been flung away, landed on a sharp rock, his body impaled. The mother snake didn't let him off because of that. It swallowed him, Chloe, and Aunt May all together. I hid in the grass, not daring to breathe, until the mother snake went back into the mountains. Only then did I carefully make my way home. When I got home, I smelled delicious food before I even walked in the door. Looking at the table full of dishes, I felt uneasy. After Mom woke up, she surprisingly didn't look for me, and when I came back, she didn't ask many questions. I stood at the doorway, afraid to go in. What are you standing outside for? Hurry up and come in to eat. It's just the two of us. Why did you make so much food? Is this the last meal? Looking at Mom's unusual behavior, I really couldn't figure out what she was thinking. You eat first, then I'll tell you. Under pressure, I nervously ate the meal. Mom, I'm full. Can you tell me now? Mom suddenly became serious, then lowered her voice and whispered in my ear, actually, I put medicine in the food. When you lose your strength, I'm going to give you a good beating. You've got some nerve, daring to do such a dangerous thing all by yourself. So it was just medicine. I immediately breathed a sigh of relief. But I finished the meal, and I didn't feel dizzy at all. I looked at Mom, a little confused. There was no medicine. I was just scaring you. It's just a reminder. No matter what you do in the future, don't go alone. You still have me, and I'm not someone who doesn't listen to reason. The end.